بلاغاج بصوري سسيتر مش جانتيش نوبا سوسقلا بشقويريش مرد دي وجري ادي جابزا experimental course راش بلاغا. This is Janti. Today is سوسقلا I'm sorry, Deragaza, the 18th of December. Shushla is January. And this is the last class for the semester in our experimental class. I almost have my voice back. So this COVID thing's for real, man. How's everybody doing? Oh, don't all speak at once, really. Did everybody just come from Janaza? Is that what's going on? So, before we get into today's class, let's just have some conversations. Let's just play with the language. We're not here to study the language. We're here to use the language, right? So before we get into it, let's just see how far we can go without the safety of these slides, all right? So let's start with Hamza. What dawashit?
خارزنش ساس خارزنش نوبا سقبسخوخ زقبسخ شدي اوخ سيئة كود سيئة
نوبا وي غبسوخ شدي اوخ وي اش وخدتو وزر العجر
سا كمباني يتسر المراعي
كمبانيم يتسر
مراعي شا قوي
شمشش قواشة داتش شمشش dairy قواشة داتش products شمشش قواشة داتش قريغاتش they produce.
Again, please.
شمشش قواشة داتش قريغاتش شمشش so like milk stuff guasha Dutch products قريغاتش they manufacture, they produce قريغاتش
شاش Dutch guasham قريغاتش
وي لجغر ويجري حرا
سيجريح سيجروح
و كود ثاندرا أبوش لجا زمان كود ثاندرا أبوش لجا
أنت إلس ششرا سلجار
ششرا ينجلب زجاق جاء ستخديز
13
بشقوش
يلتس
بشقوش ثاندرا أبس شلجاش
حوا digital marketing سلجاش أو سي كامبانير يثلثيت مخ
يثلثيت خواوة okay أصبر آش. So for 13 years what did you do?
See agency
against the
advertising agencies سلجاس
reklame against the شلجاش
reklame against the سلجاش سشلجاش
وكود ثاندرا أدي قبزة ويب سلا. Did you speak Circassian for a long time?
حوا سيونا سيانرا كود دغو مبساطة سا شكولم سكواش أديقا شكولم يرداني حمزة برنس حمزة يونيفرسيتي أوا سغب شجاس بسوري
وذي قبزر شجاش
أخرى ملاجرة بسوري أببزا دوبسالة.
قرأغش. What was the شعر يجيب ستو سعودي يمديج أديك قرخرش أو وي also
طق أو بسوري أوخ يئة
ستم ديجي ملاجة. They work all the time. ستم ديجي ملاجة.
yes.
أراشي فزر ثاغفكم أرا. You can't see each other.
انت
قرأغش. أراشي ووي وناغمشش ووي نبزاغمشش ووي جلمشش زغورا ويئة أدي قبزج أوري بسلفنور. Do you have somebody in your community that you can speak Circassian to?
حوا سين بجغخر أدي قبزجة
بسلفرقم قرأغش.
أو نخشخر دغو
نخشخر
دغو مبسالة سي قوش نخش سي شبخ نخش نالجك
شوبسو
حوا كواش شقاش يا دقبسجة نخ دغرة دغو مبسالة.
وويديش ست خودش حاو صغة ويا أدقبسجة زبغش أنا وحوير. Why do you want to learn Circassian?
خنوم أدقة بسلن وخويش بسلن
ساسا أدقما أدقبسجة سيبسلن خويش. خنشتا وبسو حمزة وبسو ويخبار مش حتشا. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your story. خد قدش أثلقور هادي ودا وشت سيقش
خرزنش وداشت
ساري سخرزنش وبسو قجي أجد دانا وزد الشعر ودانا وشبسو
سا لندن سشبسو
وأبو قشلخوا
هاواس قيصر سقشل خواس
وقيصر مشش
هاواس لندن بدا سا قيصر سشش
ووناغوا. Are you a family man?
دا
شحاو سويئة. Do you have a wife?
دا
أبي يتسرست
أبيتسر أملش
أمل أرتس الداخش أري أديجة
دا أري أبزكش
بسلفرة أديجة بزتشا
هاوا
بسلفركم
بسلفركم
فسبيفئة
جل جمرة جبر زمرة سياش
زش الجمرة زخجب زمرة ويأش دابشي النبجيخر. How old are they?
جالر
زيلثس خواش
هوا he months
مزيخ خواش
خجاب زر
يثلسيب الخواش
يثلسيب
ولندن ويقريحرة.
I couldn't understand, sorry.
Do you like London? London ويقريحرة.
دا لندنر خرزنش.
ست خوديز ثاندرة أبو وشب سوار. How long have you been living there? ست خوديز ثاندرة أبو وشب سوار. Ziethas.
Zilles.
Ziethas Thandra Abu Shipsawash. Gurogos. Gurogos. Londonum shish. Nibzel Gorker we Wanago Gorker we Ye Nibzel friends. Ye Wanago relatives. Gor we
How Nibjorumbre Punarumbre Si Iqm.
Si Akam.
Si Iqm.
Wachatu was relager. What do you do for a living? Wachatu was relager.
Se Facebookum Solage.
Facebook companion?
Da.
La jarafs. Abqitcher. Si gogum chawa gubzarafs. You're a smart person if you work for Facebook, I guess. Whoopsa Hadi Tamirapso, we khabar mshkhacha. Thank you for your story. Thank you for your story. Tala. What dawshit? Sakharzanish whoopso. Do name you should teacher sit the widescha. Do name you should teacher the weather. Do name you should teacher sit the widescha. Kwaba widescha. Kwaba. Wash qaishkara. Wash qaishkara. Does it rain by you? Wash qaishkara. Zazamiza. Is it humid? Madagascar. What do you do for a living there?
Electrical engineering.
What engineer?
Engineer.
Sit the engineer.
Electric.
Tokum shish.
Tokum shish.
Honsta. Adiga gwarcher. We deshta ship saura. Adiga gwarcher. Circassians, some kind of Circassians. Adiga gwarcher. We deshta by you. Ship saura. Are there any Circassians who live by you? Hawa. Arashi, wa adigabzacha, washipsachacha, wa adigabzacha, washipsachacha. When you speak Circassian, wa adigabzacha, washipsachacha, chatuz rapsachar. To whom do you speak? Wiyanra, wiyadra, uripsachar. Wa dapsu in the bjur sequash. Qaji ajit? You're 1 year old?
Sorry. 26.
Osrachira. What you did was alles. What you did was alles. What how was we how was we
Hawa.
we zaqos. خونشتا حمو يغبصوت طلعت ويخبار مش حتى دينا دي الشبخ داخل دي الشبخ دشة داوشت
هرزينا وريث داوشت
Sarisa kharzinnash wopso. Wopso.
سويج
Ispan you do name you should teacher dawashit noba. Huaba hamasha'a.
شقة
Sha'ash.
شقة
Sit kudis gradios we huabagar noba.
نوبة شلي
Yeah. Whoa. Arsha'ash. Arsha'ash.
نضع
What quadlandra Ispanum ushipsuwa. Zaman quad. Quadlandra quadshawa Ispanum ushipsuwa.
6
Yithlasich huawa. Yithlasich huawa. Wa Ispanum ushipsuwash.
نضع
Mr. Ispanum dej. Qaswagaw. Ispanum dej. What khatu wuzralajer?
how can I say that?
Ukhwema yinjilibzich qaja'a subjects ansh.
Okay. My husband is a doctor here he's in Spanish, Circassian Spanish, and he's doctor here.
Washa walazra. Do you work?
Hawa.
Arpazqum. That's not true. You take care of your husband.
Okay.
Arashi, Jipafanos, Sasish Hawasser, dochters. Sasish Hawasser, my husband, my spouse. So in Circassian, you could say for your husband, my man, and that's okay for a woman to say. In technical language, a man would say si fiz, but we never say that because fiz gives this view that the woman is old. It means woman, it means wife, but we don't say it. It feels like it's an old woman, right? So as a result of that, we often say my spouse, sish hawasr, right? Sish hawasr. Arashi, sish hawasr, dochters. Sish hawasr, dochters. My spouse, in your case, my husband, is a doctor. So say that.
Again.
Sa de wuna
Wina
guasha.
Guasha.
Okay.
Sasi wina guasha.
Yeah. So what do you know what wuna means?
Wina the house.
The house. And do you know what's guasha?
Guasha is the bed, the small thing, no?
That's gusha. Guasha is princess.
Okay.
So guasha has three meanings. Okay. Guasha can mean princess. Pardon me. Guasha can mean princess. Guasha can mean mother-in-law for a woman, only for a woman, and it can mean princess. So when we say guasha, guasha means it's one word, but it's a compound word. Okay, so when we say guasha, it's not princess of the house. I mean, that's kind of what we think of it as, but it's homemaker, the head of the household, the woman who runs the household. You know, because running the house is not a small task. You know, you have to make sure everything's clean, make sure the electric is working, make sure the lights. In old times, I mean, not now, you had to take care of the animals, make sure there was water in the house, make sure the fire was running. It's a big job. But now when we say wunaguasha, it's like the woman in the house who takes care of the children, takes care of the husband, you know, these types of things. So it's a big job. It's a big job. What sabi kharwi'a?
Enta tu
Sabit.
Sabit.
Dabshi and nabzikr.
Aslan 21
Toshra zara.
Toshra zira Yanal 17
Shaqubl.
sorry
Shaqubl.
Shaqubl
Shaqubl.
Shaqubl
Shaqubl is 14. Shaqubl is 17.
Yeah.
Akhri Ispanum shipso.
ينال انت أسلانم نعمانم university
Universitäten شيتصحاش
بتسحاشي
شيتصحاش
عمان.
عمان
نعم.
ستو خرزنا ياتسخر سيجروح I love their names ياتسخر سيجروح
وبسو
دينا تحمي غبصو ويخبار مش حتشا thank you for your story
وبسويج
نيلجون
Sit, gentil.
دي شبخ دشة دي شبخ بلاتينوم وداوشت
Harzinaj. What shit, gentil.
ساسا تمام شو بصو سخونوس
Sidel.
ويدالك شاتش كملت ويدالك بس ودنا وش بصور
Se Eskişehir kalem sıçöpso. Turkum. Eskişehir kalem sıçöpso.
أبوي قريحرة
Anita se gro.
ويقروح وأب خدت وزر الأجر
Se üniversitetin Solange.
universitetem وشولاجة ست خود السبجكت
Sit
ست خود السبجكت in what subject do you work at the university
history.
خبا تاريخم
Byzantine history.
ورقص مست و شحوسة ويئة
Hava. Se şagusa siyakım.
خونشتا
Bunavo siyakım.
ويادري شبسو
Siyade dönem yehijaş.
الله يرحمه
Siyanere sere dışöpso. Eskişehir kalem dışöpso.
آخري أدي جابزة شبسة ثفرة
Siyane, my mother can speak fluently.
You know, this is funny. Fluent, no one knows. I haven't met anybody yet. Pardon me. I haven't met anybody yet who can give me a good word for fluent. So what I say when I speak to people, native speakers, and they think they like it the way I say it like this. I say, as nicely as people who were born. To be, you know, to speak as well as people who were born speaking Circassian.
My mother learned Turkish in primary school.
ويانر يجابم شتسحام شغة تركبزة زيغاش وسج حاجة أدي جبزة زبغش أنخير.
How can I say? I want to go to Hek, our homeland, and stay there for a while.
I think you know how to say all of that because you speak better than you think you speak. Believe me. So
Really?
try. Yes, you do. All of you. You know what? All of you speak a lot better than you think you do. I know it. So try to tell me that in Circassian. I know you can do it. Perfect. No errors. You said it perfect. You did it.
I can't remember what was stay to stay. Hekum sedesin space.
Bravo, Sishop.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lalina.
Sit.
Dao Shatishop.
Сахарзыныш воудавшт.
Sorry, Sacharzinas. Whoopso. What Sishop? What dapsha we nibjer dapsha.
I forgot how to say 14.
Shakop. Wa Hakumu Shipso. Nalchik wishupso.
أنت
Abe wigrihra.
شاء
Qur'ogos. Wa nalchik waqshalhwa.
هوا أستراليا مكشفة
Австралия muqashilhwash. Sit khudis slandra for how long? Sit khudis slandra nalchik wishipsawar.
يشيت
Ithlasit?
أنت
Ithlasit khwawa. Wiyanra. Akhir danashish.
نشيت
Nalchik. Akhir nalchik shmshich. What the shubkhwi'a? Do you have brothers or sisters?
أنت توري
The delchri, the shubkhuri, si'ash.
هوا
Hawa?
I didn't understand the question.
Do you, okay. The delch, the shubkh, brothers and sisters, the delch, the shubkh, wi'a. Do you have any siblings? Do you have any brothers or sisters?
أنت
Dapsha, how many?
two
Oh, okay. One of each?
yeah.
Okay, Arashi.
What do you mean? Wait, no, there are two brothers.
Okay, khunsta. Delchwit si'ash. That's how you say it. So for you as a girl, so I'm a boy. So if I have a brother, this is the only word we do this with in Circassian. Well, also people you're related to by marriage, we do this with. But as a boy, if I have a brother, I have quash. I have a quash. As a girl, and if I have a sister, it's shuph. As a girl, if you have a sister, it's shuph, right? Everybody has shuph. But if you have a brother, you do not say quash. You say delch. You say delch. I can never say delch because I'm a boy, even if I have a brother. And you can never say quash because you're not a boy. So you would say sa delchwit si ash.
So the Schwitzias.
Sit yatsicher. What are their names?
Nazir and Kumar.
Nazira Kumara. Acher nachiz. Hama nachisa. Are they older or younger? Acher nachiz. Older? Hama nachisa.
Naksha.
Nachisa. Khunsh. Wupso we khabar msh hadja. Wupso. Aliyah.
أنت
What dawshet?
تمامش مبسوة دوشت
Sit kharzinash. Wupso. Se kharzinash. Zamaner sit khwad the widishja. What time is it by you?
دعوة how can I say ل PM
Sahatar plim khwash jashim.
Mhm.
Sahatar plim khwash jashim. What danusha?
سيجب ستو فيلنسم سشأة لتوا قراس
Abewi grihra.
أنت أو climate سيجراهم
Mashipum. You do name you should teacher. Sigurihrakam. Sich
It's a
hacha.
little bit complicated.
Sha'a.
شقة دغ
Digar qaybsqum.
دغ قيبسكم.
Mhm.
So dغ is the bigger problem.
Got it. Miss Tsukhur, we deja, we grihra. Tsukhur, do you like the people? Tsukhur, we deja, we grihra.
أنت our mentalitet takunito is different a little bit.
Ya gups satchher. Yeah, you could say mentalitet, but ya gups satchher. Tauk nawash. Tauk nawash.
Ягупсысычахыр такнагъуэщ.
Tauk nawash. Gur'ogosh. What abe khatu uzrelajr?
So I have no idea how to say that. Marketing project manager.
Oh. Yeah, you got me. Project, reclame project manager. Yeah, no, reclame project manager.
Reklame.
Marketing. You said marketing, right?
Yeah, but I think it's different things.
Okay, marketing. Marketing project manager slash.
It sounds more like Russian. I don't think it exists in Circassian.
Well, project is Latin based. Manager is Latin based. Reclame, marketing. Yeah, I mean international words. International words.
Fair enough.
What Sandra? Website. Have you been speaking Circassian for a while?
Wow, that's a hard one. How do you say childhood? Okay, what I would like to say, when I was a child, I could speak Circassian and then switch to Russian.
Sabi shishatam shogha. Sabi. When I was a child. Sabi shishatam shogha. Adigabzich dopsachet. Awa bali sikhwam nuwj. Sibsithafarkum. Did you understand the statement?
First part, yes. Then I think I had difficulties.
Sabi shishatam shogha. When I was a child. Adigabzich sopsachet. I spoke. Awa bali sikhwam nuwj. After I became an adult. Baligh sikhwam nuwj. Baligh is adult. Sikhwam, I became. Nuwj, afterwards. Baligh sikhwam nuwj. Suopshash sidi gabzer. I forgot my Circassian.
Baligh is Arabic word, right? Baligh.
Say it again.
Arabic word. Baligh.
Oh, is it? Baligh. I know we say baligh for adult.
Baligh, I think it's Arabic.
Probably. Aliyah, adiga gwarkar widesh sha'a.
How is
Zakwash adigabzim adigamshish. What such hacha adigabza zabrosh anquir? Why do you want to learn Circassian?
Two reasons.
Yeah. You want to learn, you want to meet Circassians.
Yeah, so when I meet Circassians, I want to meet them and I want to talk to them in Circassian. When I have Sabicher, I want to speak to them.
Sabicher si ama. When I have or if I have Sabicher si ama.
Sabicher
si ama. If or when I have children. Acher segashan huesh adigabza. Sepsatlen huesh adigabza. You want to teach them Circassian, you want to speak to them in Circassian. Thank you for your story. Dimaza.
Sit.
Udawshit noba.
Sesve udawshit.
Sarse kharzinash wapso. Mr. Uideshta city zamaner. What time is it by you?
Sahatir yis.
Sahatir Haji
Ye.
Yeah. Sahatir yim khwash.
Им хваш.
Им хваш. Араши жеш хваш уидишча. Ара?
Нуте. Жеш.
Уидишча иджипсто ша'a хама хваба.
Жа'a.
Шa'аш.
Жааш.
Was the shipsour dana? Where do you live?
Se aydınım şopso.
Well, I didn't shipso.
Ay.
Abu wigrihra.
Nute se aydınım sigurihas.
Wigrihas I didn't. Hala much. What abu khatu wuzr lajer? What do you do for a living there?
I don't understand. Again.
Khatu wuzr lajer. What do you do for a living?
Se soje. So I work. I study.
Okay. What shawasawia?
Sersit.
Hawasa? Do you have a husband?
No.
Okay. Khunch.
My father is here and he wanna talk to you.
Hey, blaga de qosh. Qaqwa. Kamram deish qaqwa.
سلام
Whoa!
معكو أبشي
Wari gub mako apsi wari. What tweets are?
وقدها فوزين شها صالح مجي إمبسوري
Walaikum salam.
جانتي سيغوش
Ba.
خوابزو فزغب فوزور سنوخوخ
Hami
وكن
rapsa.
سومي سنوخوخ خدم زينا قم قواش خوش غاكا مثلب دخوخام يبزم وزرخولاجم شحاكا شخاوة أشخوا بفوزوش على حمو يغبسو
Hami rapsa.
على حم ناس بغازوكي حويش سيغوش
Hami rapsa.
من برنامج زربوخواق زربوخواق مش حكا بقى شحان بزوهم بصومي بزغا يخوزوش ساوخوخ سنوخوخونو فوش أو سيموراد توا نصحبس مرجياش وويدير معه وشغيكنس
Ba.
معه في دير معه أمريكا معه يجي
Shajij sasidi.
سجل زرا
Sahata
Dari jas.
twash. Ba.
داري جاسوا جاسو جاسي صحاتري من الساوة دانا وشش تمامو جانتي
ويفاش هونت دا يابش سيقش قجاءت ويتسر
ها ساقشها ها إردال
الدار.
سيطر إرداس قشها ساشوش
Ba.
دياداش وهر شاكم شجم لاشنقي قيقاهس
Ba. Sigwapish.
تركم قيصر قال راس
وازر
ديادها
ور حكم وشعاوة.
نطا أجرس قواس
Ba.
خوخس قواس شاكم ناتشيكس شاس غماكو هم
Arashi وقز وبشاش سبجيس أنش ويفاش خنتقم سي خبار تشاشو سبجيس أنش سيادر سيانرا سيرين قشرخواش سأمريكا سقشرخواش سأمريكا سقشرخواش سبيس شتام شغل أوستمي أديجابزج زي سيبسلاقم زبساث را هوا بساثيتس أوشت سبيس شتام شغل يبزاجة يمنا أبساثيت راس الصار. Okay. Arashi.
Zancho pasas już gezr zabrać żarta. Zancho pasas.
Akhirat si shabjker. Arashi sasi rasha som.
Hawa zabrać żarit ras.
Zazrashash.
Jas upso.
Wupsawij. Arashi sa rogwar amal gwar qazwathash qzwu bdash. Dib zara apkhodizu dakhash apkhodizu kulesh apkhodizu thapash. مراد ورسي أش دات كنا زد اللي شاب قمشش سقش أنت كويش.
So قصواغاو جانتي نيلغوني سلام يا سيما سيغواقس نيلغون
Merhaba.
merhaba. ስትوخدا نيلجون ستفودا
فس وزنش فست خوده.
ما شاء الله ويادية بزريف أوخ يبغى خاص بس سيقولي حاس ويادية بزرين نيلجون
وبسا
ويانا ستفودا ويانا فصار أتحمجين
سيانة فس وبسا
بدو سلام سخويخيج
وبسا tabii ki söylerim.
في زمان نخبو قفس صف مار مخمسة جسان أجسي أساوا جانتي في برنامج مستشونم في زمان قفسين أما نيلجون ساسية إسكشهر قالم شيزغاجا لسام سي طلبات نيلجون بس طلبات نيلجون
Beş.
ست تصقت دي دينير
راسي
دي guape خواش دي guape خواش
Siguape خواش سری سiguape خواش.
وريم تمام توا خرزنو تلفظ زراري مارجه خبغا خو بصومي زرزشو تسقف ززغص خو مسنبا خو ما سiguape سوا في زمان قس وسخويمه برنامج قداو سخويمي او بصومي ارغور زوري بدو قصف خزوجر ادي سبقم نتز رجسام خدوا هيستوريم خدم خوابزو غواش خدينا شكاس سبق ده خوشاس ابش حاجه ده ديبزم دي خابزم دي خدم ست خديزوا دخلازم ماجس سبق هم ايو دقيقه رخواس ابش حاجه ادري سبق هر ز كلاجما دبش كدلجان خويس ارمخما دو قديجر ارمخما دخيا قدجنوس تسانو دخويما تسخو سبقو اديو دسانو دخويما مارجا خوجين خوابزو دلجان خويس حبس خوبس هم نغنا وخيم مستبزاكا يا جي بيجنس جانتي حبس خوبس هم نغنا يا مستر yaşı anıgar yasır yapır şağın şaka z amal qawat habshups ham nağuna deditsux arasi dukodiju dibzedahir dunepsor qızxaxwaps tixabzedahir tqakodiju dukodijnu dukhwein utsuhu motaknita z gukhel kuqewa wiwa sıçhadı dukodijin khwesh sıçha muzeum dışalhajin khwe
ده ديناصوركم ده موزيم ده شطحان خويكم
mpa abus hakem yeva programmer khwabzu signos kwadus hapo okhfosa haraza qfukh psomi thanfi gapso thanfri gapaqwa janti fi khojam في في بروفيسورم تيتشرم في تيتشرم صحافو بدو صح خوزوس ادرن بزاو هاري يوزكره زمان دواتمت حمج امزا داتي خون قيصر سس زنياله سس خط خط.
Is anybody here from Kayseri? Hadi. طلع
Dana Paja Talha, Dana Usus uzun yaylan.
Ne uzun yayla.
Dana Usus Dana.
Şenibey.
Uyqajer Datkanara, Uyqajer uzun yayla. Kayseri, Ususur.
Kayseri.
Uyqajer.
Madagaskar.
Village.
Where is village? Where are you from, village?
Ören şehir.
Yaran Sahar, Yaran Sahar.
Yaran şehir.
Abi Undetes adiye bizeke izar. Türkü bizeke ören şehir. Ar adiye ham Yaran Sahar uzat zeke. Fiyat havasus uynawatsarsı. Uynawatsar family. Kuruja. Oh, Kurija kwadun sin nabzogov siyas psixuran bis Kurija ha psixura. Cemil. تركب زبصرة
سيادر
تركب زبصرة
انت تركب مر تركب نقش على الخواش تركب جد داونش وما بصاح مر عاري قش
تركب زبصرة زوري زريجي إمي
اقرو اقما دي قبزر
راس Farav. Cemil baban mı?
Cemil babam.
Cemil Görücü.
Evet, babam
Olamaz.
Cemil Görücü.
Sen Kayseri'den mi katılıyorsun şu anda?
Yok, ben şu an yurt dışındayım, Madagaskar'da.
Cemil Görücü'nün oğlusun.
Oğluyum.
Allah Allah. Cemil Görücü'nün böyle büyük oğlu var mı ya? Hiç bilmezdim ya. Vallahi. Evet. Çok iyi görüşürüz Cemil. Çok iyi, sevdiğimiz.
So, how did people feel about this free conversation? No slides. It's definitely not TPRS, right? This is our last class of the semester, and I just wanted to have, we'll have a lesson, don't worry. This is our last class of the semester, and I wanted to just have a conversation with each of you. 100% without a doubt, all of you know more Circassian than you think you know. 100% without a doubt. That's number one. Number two, a lot of you have self-confidence issues, and that's because I'm sure you grew up with people, oh, they laugh at you when you say this, they laugh at you when you say that. They've trained you, they've motivated you to be worried about saying the wrong thing, right? So I know that's a fact, and I'm seeing that. And the last thing that I'm seeing is that even though you know more than you think you know, there's still these little tiny things that you need practice with, which is what we're trying to do in the TPRS. Right? All these little prefixes, all these little things we add to our verbs to show who's doing it, where we're doing it, when we're doing it, why we're doing it. So that's certainly something that, we're going to do here. It was interesting for me because I think this conversational method, it's what a lot of people say is a better method. But it is more, a conversational method is good. But what I also realized is we throw too much vocabulary at you, right? So some of you were like, I do these two things on these different times. So that's now 4 new things you've never heard before that I throw at you. And I can see you processing the language, but as we go on to the next thing, it may not be that you had enough exposure to really hold on to what you've processed. That's just my observations as an instructor. But I'd like to open it up a little bit and see what other people felt about this. We're not going to do this all the time, but this was a good thing. I just want to see what people thought about this approach of just having a simple conversation.
Good.
It's very good, Janti, if you allow me, and my colleagues. If we don't practice, we're gonna lose it. So, and I think many of us, they don't have anyone to speak to unless they speak with their family. Yeah. Which is normally a short call or a short conversation, and our families won't honestly be able to spend that enough time to correct us unless you're living there. So for me, it's a golden time to be able to hear you and hear everyone here. And we had Dimaz's father, which was really refreshing to hear him talk. Actually, the same for me, back to the reasons. My father also learned Arabic in school, and everyone in our village in Amman, actually even Arabs, used to speak Circassian. So with college, with work, we lost it, and even as guys, as my friends, we don't use it. So I think the open discussion, saying something personal, and you thankfully and We're very grateful that you corrected. Each one of us is really useful. In addition, over and above the TPRS method.
Mhm.
So thank you for that.
Thank you. Just so one thing I want to add to that. Thank you for that. I'm going to add 2 observations. Then I do want to hear if anybody else wants to add anything to this. One of the core beliefs of not just TPRS, but several modern language learning methods is that correction is not a good thing. And there's lots of research that shows that correction is not helpful for somebody to learn. And there's lots of research that shows that correction is harmful because it takes you out of your flow. So ba 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 da, right? Ba 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 da da da, right? It takes you out of your flow state and it destroys your confidence, and then you cannot get back into your flow state. So, and I do an okay job with this, but this is something I need to do a better job with. What I try to do, and this is what the research says works, and this is how children learn from their parents as little babies. If I hear you say something and there's a mistake in it, what I'll do is I'll ask you a question to make sure that I understood the content, the idea of what you're trying to say. And then once I know that I understand it, and you've heard me say it in a question form, and I'll use the correct grammatical forms in that question form. But then once I make sure that I actually understood, I say, ah, and then I'll say it correctly as you would say it. And then I'll say, did I understand you? So that is the best way, because then no one ever says you're wrong. I say, wait, hang on. Did I understand this correctly? And I ask you the question, and then you'll say, so I'll give you an example. I goed to the store. Oh, did you go to the store? Did I understand you? Yes, I goed to the store. Ah, sometimes I go to the store and sometimes you go to the store. Sometimes I go to the store. That's right, Jonty. Sometimes I go to the store. So in that way, we're not correcting you, but what we're doing as instructors is we're modeling what the correct form of it is. And 9 times out of 10, the person who's speaking knows that they made a little mistake, but by seeing the proper form, they can grab it fast and still have that flow conversation without being stopped and without being told, you made a mistake. So that's the approach that I try to take. Sometimes I don't succeed, but that's the approach that I try to take. So that's just to add to that. The other thing I saw is a lot of you, and this is good, were a little uncomfortable. Like, it's almost like, hey, let's go to the gym. Hey, this is all good. Let's run at 100% of our heart rate. Oh, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. You know, I can only do this for 30 seconds. Then I have to stop. So anybody else have anything to add?
Jonty, I don't think there's anything wrong with correcting someone. Maybe if you do it in a harsh manner, yeah, that's not good. But to correct somebody, to tell them the correct way to say it, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But your technique also that you explained is very good also. Yeah, I think a lot depends also on who you're talking to, how you think they might take it. So.
Okay. Anybody else?
Janti,
Yes.
I want to say thank you firstly, because you encourage us to speak Adi Gebzece, and you don't judge us when we tell wrong or anything else. I realized that I have to work, I have to study, more study to speak Adi Gebzece, because sometimes I don't understand the questions when you ask me or somebody asked me. I realized that I have to more study, and I want to speak excellent, but just like you said, it's impossible. You have to make mistakes. So thank you, and I appreciate you. I am very happy to join you. Saturday, it's my favorite day Really, because I don't have so many Adiga friends from Circassian,
Mhm.
and really I want to be with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. So, you know, one thing that I struggle with, one thing that I'm struggling with, one thing I struggle with is how I can scale this program out and how I can get more people to be part of this, right? So I'm going to come off the recording. This wraps up the official recording. There's some things I want to say outside the recording. So if you're watching this private time, thank you for listening. We'll come back with another class soon.